Welcome, everybody, to the Someone Needs to Say It podcast. I am your host, Soft Weekly, and with me, as almost always, is Dave from ManBrain. How's it going, Dave?
Hello. How are you? I'm trying to sound as natural as possible.
Boomer Bob is supposed to be here. Hopefully, at some point, he'll join us, but who knows at this point? We'll see. I didn't have a lot prepared this week. I was almost going to put off doing the show till tomorrow. Just heard something fucking me up. But got to go with it anyway. So we'll just
starting. You're starting. Okay. Do you want me to roast you, or do you want me to go along? How do you want to do this? So,
go ahead and roast me, dude, because you're going to interrupt till you get your point across. So do it.
What? Well, do you want to? Do you want to? I mean, there's no one watching, so it doesn't really matter. Don't you want to maybe pump it up and make the listeners think that it's worthwhile listening rather than saying, "Oh, I don't really have much prepared." Maybe try again next week.
Okay, try again next week. That's what we'll do.
Okay. See you, everybody.
Right, thanks for joining us.
Thanks. Go and listen to the Carl episode from whenever that was. That was all right.
So empirically, it's better. Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Anyway, we'll talk.
Now my internet's stuffing up. Oh, it's all going wrong. Oh, no. It's back.
Okay.
Did it stuff up at your end?
No, it looked good. I mean, you came all the way through. And I didn't freeze up on my end either, so I don't know. Anyway, we'll get right into it. Now I just went out, and I'm back.
Oh. Boy.
Okay. So, Dave, Dave, has it been any news over there in Australia about
this
the
might
big
be
stink
the episode that I actually formally give up for realsies.
Well, if you want to give up, we can just call it quits.
No, just because because the internet's stuffing up so much. Oh no. Yeah, sorry, I can hear you now. Over. We're talking to each other from opposite ends of the earth, so
it seems right. Let me try and shut some of this shit down. All right. So anyway, has much of a deal been made in Australia about the big Jill Biden or Dr. Jill Biden controversy? Has it made it to the papers over there? Are people talking about it?
No. So I mean, I saw in my YouTube feed there's a psychologist that I follow called Dr. What's his name? Dr. Todd Grundy, something like that. He's an American, and he analyzes all sorts of stuff, serial killers and lots of serial killers actually.
That guy that's interviewed like 40 of them.
And celebrities, but he did one on Jill Biden. I'm like, okay. I mean, I didn't have particular interest in that. So yeah.
Well, there's
so I'm the naive newcomer. Let me.
Well, someone in the Washington Post wrote an op-ed because she insists on being called Dr. Jill Biden. She has an ED, Doctorate of Education.
Oh, okay.
Right. And someone in, I think it was the Washington Post, wrote an op-ed saying that, get over it, quit being so pretentious, which from my perspective, because I know a lot of PhDs, people with doctorates like that, and the only time they're ever called doctor is in their classroom by their students. You know what I mean? They don't go around demanding they be called doctor. And This actually first came on my radar probably 5 or 6 years ago. It was on the Drew and Mike show, but she had ripped a chick at the boarding area at the airport because her boarding pass didn't say Dr. Jill Biden. Like that chick sitting there taking tickets has anything to do with that. You know, I mean, she's very upset about it. And then, of course, all the leftards came to her defense. You know, she's earned it, and then they start comparing her to Melania Trump. Like those two things have nothing to do with each other, and it turned into a whole political argument. And it's very weird for me because I'm a centrist Democrat, but I agree with the people that tell her, quit demanding you be called a fucking doctor. You're not. Can you write me a prescription? You know, that's a doctor. And I don't like honorifics in general. You know, people that demand being called doctor, I think that's stupid. Like my wife is technically a doctor. To be a lawyer, you have a JD, a Juris Doctorate. You know, is she Dr. Jody?
I mean, yeah, I know. I can argue both ways. Which way do you want me to argue?
You argued that she should be called a doctor. You take the pro Jill stance.
That's okay. That's the more difficult one. She has definitely earned it, and everybody should respect her. And the society works. Society works better when we do have respect for some people, and we've lost respect. You have these young people that respect nobody, and society's worse for it, right?
Oh, I agree with that.
You have these young people that they don't like. I've actually had serious conversations about this. They don't recognize the concept of respect at all, and that is bizarre concept to me. To them, like a 20-year-old versus a 60-year-old, that's the same to them. When to me, a 20-year-old versus 60-year-old by default, you know, I'm old and weird. I guess by, or you know, old school at this point. But a 60-year-old, yes, garners more respect. They've been on the planet for longer. They get more respect from me. I mean, at first, they might quickly lose that respect when they're old, angry assholes. But that's how I go into those interactions. So
I can agree with that point because when I was a kid, you know, we were just told in general, respect your elders. You know what I mean? In general, you know, like as a 13-year-old, I wouldn't have thought of mouthing off to someone that was 35. You know, it was instilled in me that way.
That's the other thing that never gets, that just like these little fuckers mouthing off. Like, you know, there is obviously entertainment value to it, of course. But holy shit, I like, from my upbringing, I just can't imagine. I went to an all boys private school where, you know, we got detention for walking on the grass, for not having our socks perfectly pulled up correctly.
Did you guys wear short pants? I know this is off the.
Oh yeah. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. And yeah, you know, it was kind of beaten. No, I mean, not literally. Oh, well, actually, it almost was in prep school, beaten into us. But yeah, but that, I mean, but then there were also, like, you know, 3. I think there was a gym teacher, a teacher, and a priest that got done for kiddie fiddling when I was at school. So, you know, it goes both ways.
Right. Well, I agree with most of your premise because, like I said, we were taught to respect our elders, and I would have never thought of mouthing off like that or whatever. My big problem is I can remember it maybe like when I was in my 20s, because I used to see it a few times. Like if someone was a doctor and you would just say, Mr. Chaffee, and then they would go, Dr. Chaffee. That just makes
Oh
me want to
yeah,
call him Mr. more.
yeah. Well, my father was a doctor, so yeah.
But he could write scripts, right?
Yeah, medical doctor. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
GP. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think I would give a little more deference to that, but I don't like when people demand that kind of stuff. I'm not a big fan of honorifics anyway. Like
Yeah.
for instance, like I'm a journeyman carpenter. Now that takes longer to do than to get an ED. Are they going to call me journeyman carpenter, Corey? You know what I mean? I got as many practical hours into that education. Should I demand it?
I mean, so I, so I was raised to very much believe that there's a difference between white collar and blue collar workers. So I very much look, see myself as being above people like you, even though I know you've been to college as well and got sociology. So
Right.
it's difficult. It's difficult for me. So I get confused with you. I don't know whether to see you as an equal or to look down on you.
Right. See, I also have I have a BA in sociology and anthropology and an MA in sociology. So I have a master's. Can I be Master Corey?
No.
I've earned it.
I mean, you could try, see if people will call you that. Let's have a quick look at the comments. Oh, that's right. I can display comments as well. So yeah, here's the young people. Should I call this guy what he he's currently called in one of the Discord servers, or we
Sure.
don't use that word? Is it not obvious to everyone how retarded people become after 40? Yeah, see, young people think everyone over 40. So that would be anyone, I guess, their parents' age and older.
Right. I had a similar discussion last night where everyone under 30 who thinks everyone that's over 30 is a boomer. You know what I mean? They have no distinction.
Yeah, I know that. But yeah, I mean that just became an easy thing. You got to simplify everything. Stuff all the generations is all too complicated. Let's just split it in half.
Right. So if we're boomers,
boomers and zoomers. That's it.
Well, how about boomers and children? They get to pick my nickname. Can I pick theirs?
No, I mean Zoom. It's got a rhyme, Soft. Jesus.
Look, John's here. Your best friend.
Gentlemen, how's it going? Someone stole my name, I see. Well, I have I'm here to complain about identity theft.
Identity theft.
That's a common boomer problem.
It is, isn't it? Quick question. Is it a big deal? I mean, I know everybody's so excited about this doctor, the doctor in front of Jill Biden's name. To be honest with you, I thought she was a medical doctor. So usually, remember, you know who else is a doctor? Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby's a doctor. He's got a doctor.
Right, and for a while, people went around calling him Dr. Cosby everywhere and shit. I remember that.
Right. Now, the thing about it was he did prescribe medication for some women.
Well, he administered medication. I don't know if there was a script.
That's true. You're right. He administered it. He did not prescribe it. That is correct. That's right. But, and everybody is getting so excited about this. So now here's the thing. So now someone makes a big deal of it, which really it's no big deal. So then everybody else gets their back up against the wall. So they have to run to defend her. And again, we make news out of nothing. In other words, this is a huge giant story because somebody wrote an article saying, drop the doctor. You're just you're not a medical doctor. It's just a doctor in education. So what's the big deal?
Right. I agree. what cracks me up is how the far left gets about that shit is because I don't think she has the right to. I'm not diminishing her educational achievements. She had a couple master's degrees. She earned her doctorate of education. I'm not diminishing that, but don't expect me to call you doctor. And the far left has taken the view that if you feel like I do, I'm automatically like a right-wing troll. You know what I mean? I'm automatically like the philosophical enemy again. I'm a sexist and everything else.
Oh, if you don't agree with someone, then they call you a name. That's so they can discount you. In other words, if they can discount you, they don't have to argue with you, or they don't have to debate you. So that's the big thing.
It's
If
called
you
an
voted for
ad
Trump,
hominem attack.
if you voted for Trump or you support, some of the things that Trump does, then you're a racist, homophobic, transphobic.
Right. And if you support Biden, you're a
Which you
social.
are, but that's a separate issue.
I'm not homophobic.
I'm not.
I'm not transphobic either. I wonder what phobic I am. I'm sure I got a few phobics in there.
Healthy food phobic.
I'm a healthy food phobic.
Oh,
That's a fat joke. There you go. There's a fat joke for you.
Fat joke. And we're off.
Here we go. I'll give you a rim shot for the fat joke.
John, I do appreciate you coming on. You and I always battle on Twitter.
Yes, we do. I was wondering if you got your name Soft Weekly. Is that your wife's pet name for you?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Once a week, I am soft. Give the ding to yourself.
All right. I'll give myself a rim shot. There you go. I know how much Dave enjoys that rim shot.
Actually, Soft Weekly came about because my website and everything is making fun of pussies. That's my whole thing is I hate people that get their feelings hurt too easily and can't take a joke and want to cry about everything. Regardless of what you think you know about me, I hate PC culture. I fucking hate it.
No, Bob, that's rim jobs are advised against in New York City, not rim shots.
Well, it's hard to do them socially distanced. So there's a problem right now.
It's true. You got to get your tongue in there.
Right.
That's true. Can't do that from 6 feet away.
Aren't you supposed to be on the stream, Boomer Bob? What are you doing?
Right. He was supposed to be here. I asked him if he wanted to come on and he said, sure. And now
Commenting from the sidelines.
Yes.
Just like a boomer.
Right.
It's supposed to be 4 irrelevant old men talking, not 3.
Right. So the funny thing about that Dr. Jill article is the op-ed wrote in the Washington Post isn't even the worst one. There's a huge 3-part piece in the National Review
about
that
Dr. Joe Biden using the term doctor.
Yeah, he eviscerates her, dude. He reads her dissertation and goes through it all and shit. I mean, he tears her the fuck up.
Listen, from what I understand, the reason she put doctor was because she was sick and tired of the mail coming to Senator and Jill Biden.
Absolutely right.
Like, let's just make it Senator and Dr. Jill Biden. Like she just didn't want to be the subservient woman behind the senator.
Right. She didn't want him to be senator and her be Mrs.
Exactly. So that's what this is about. And the guy wrote a 3-part article, 3 parts.
Yeah, in the National Review.
What a waste of fucking time.
Dude, the first installment is Jill Biden's doctorate is garbage because her dissertation is garbage. That's how it starts out.
Okay. All right. So then he corrected her dissertation.
He read it all and he points out glaring grammatical errors and everything. And she's supposed to be an English teacher. I mean, he eviscerates it.
Well, I guess she can't be can't you be the head of the Department of Education now?
Soft, is this the only topic you've got to talk about for this episode?
No, one of the other. Hey, it's one. I told you I didn't have much going. I wanted to talk about it because it's actually been a big deal for several days here, Dave. It probably didn't.
Big deal.
It's all over my feed every day.
Through in Australia, no.
It's a big, like the virus isn't a big deal. The vaccine isn't a big deal. It's the doctor in front of Jill Biden's name.
If you watch CNN or Fox,
which I
both of those come up every fucking hour, dude.
All right, so just think about that for 1 second. For 4 fucking years, all we had to hear about was Trump did this and Trump did that. Now, all of a sudden, Biden's president-elect. The biggest story on CNN and whatever the hell that other one is, and Fox, is Mrs. Biden, Dr. Biden. Like all this other shit's going on. They're looking after Hunter Biden, because his dealings in China and tax evasion and whatever they're doing. There's all that shit going on. All that shit that was, don't look at this, it's Russian disinformation. Now they're reporting on it now that Joe Biden's president. The press isn't even nothing to see here. They when there's an accident, there's a dead body on the ground, and they put that sheet up so you don't see the dead body. That's what the press does for Biden and Harris. This is what we're going to have for the next whatever many years that he's.
Well, in fairness, according to the right, he's only been president-elect for a couple of days.
He's not even president. Actually, he's not even president-elect until they vote on it through Congress. So he's not even. And that's another thing. Since we're back into this, the reason we used to have president-elects was because the other president would concede and say, "Okay, he wanted." Trump hasn't conceded yet. So he actually not the president-elect yet. The press doesn't get to make Joe Biden the president-elect. That's not how it works. It's not how it works. They just used to do it that way all the time. And, the press would say, okay, well, we project so-and-so to be the winner of the election. And then loser would come out and say, oh, well, hard-fought campaign. We suck. Okay. Congratulations to the president. And then they would make him president-elect. This is the first time somebody stood up and said, hey, you know what? This is bullshit. This election, these results are bullshit.
Okay. I don't even want to get in this because if
you think
Biden didn't win.
Mail-in vote. I went to bed. I was winning. I get up. I'm losing.
Right. Yeah, it's when the count was going my way, it was right on. As soon as the count differed, it was
Stop
wrong.
counting votes.
I can't believe. Do you guys know how to count? I obviously don't. All right, here's a topic John might be able to help me with. I wanted Bob to be in on it too because I really could use some help. But I'm trying to start Twitter beefs with people, and I got to punch up, so I got to pick good ones.
Okay. So you want me to figure out how to fight with somebody on Twitter?
No,
I actually have some information on this because I've been banned. I've had a couple. My last Twitter ban was a week long.
I'm hoping you guys might know some ones that are like. I already got one going with Richard Marx. I think he muted me for like a month.
Richard Marx. You mean the singer?
Yeah, I got a good one going with him.
Right here waiting.
Yeah,
whatever it takes.
The singer Richard Marx. What is your beef with Richard? What is your beef with Richard Marx?
I don't have a beef with him, but that guy is so angry that he's easy to piss off. I call him Dick Marx, and he's like, "Fuck you."
He's extremely left-hearted. He's way further to the left than you are.
Why don't you go after Rob Reiner? He's another one that likes to rage. Or Alyssa Milano. So you
Alyssa Milano is way too big. But what about going after some of the fucking Proud Boys or whatever they're called?
I don't follow any of them, so I got to find one that would respond and really get into it, and I would do that.
Yeah, he's been trying for months now to get Steven Crowder to fight over geography, and that's not really going.
It's not over. Why do you keep saying it's over geography? You can't admit that he fucking lied. I showed you the info, right?
He
lied.
He lied. You know what, Dave? He lied about geography, where the one county was and where the other one was. It was completely state.
No, he said. Wait,
like he said,
Dave. He said he was very familiar of this county, and that his father-in-law was the mayor of the county, which in Michigan we don't have mayors of county. And second of all, if he was very familiar with it, he would know the city he was talking about and the county were hundreds of miles apart. He was just saying shit to sound like he knew the subject, and he didn't.
You know what? Speaking of Richard Marx, he was married to some hot blonde.
John wants to change that. Oh, Daisy Fuentes.
No. He was, hey, Bob, since you're sitting here doing anything, get on the Google machine and figure out who Richard Marx was married to. The hot blonde. That was a dancer. He'll put it
before Daisy Fuentes.
He's married to Daisy Fuentes, dude.
Now he is?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's he traded up.
It's been for ages.
I thought he was married to. Am I thinking of somebody else? that was married to a hot
Yep.
blonde?
You must be, because they've been married for a while. And that's what's funny about the Twitter battle with him, is because he's so fucking angry, and he's got a hot wife, and he was a rock star, and he's worth $40 million. But all you got to do is say a little something to him, and he'll be like, fuck you. You never get laid, fucker. And shit, he just goes off.
But isn't that what you want? Or do you want a heated debate? Like you want him to actually debate you?
I just want to have a beef with him. I want him to respond.
Didn't he just tell you to go fuck yourself?
Right, but I got to keep it going, dude.
You got to get
one response. Right, I want to have a beef, just not a.
Well, you could always say to him, "Hey, what's it like banging a washed-up MTV star?"
Oh, then I guess I don't care if I get piled on by his fans. I already have a little. That doesn't bother me.
Yeah, do that. Tweet that right now.
Who's a good Proud Boy I could go after? You ought to know.
I don't know. You make it sound like I go to meetings.
You got to have a racist or two in your Rolodex,
All the
John. Come
Proud
on.
Boys.
I don't go to meetings.
All 17 Proud Boys in the whole world.
You want to talk about somebody, you want to talk about a group that really got basically they're not white supremacists or anything like. All they are is more conservative, and the fact that the matter is they just don't like Antifa and they don't like the left, and they don't mind fighting. And that's the thing, that they go there just to be a contrarian, to be quite honest with you, except they can fight, unlike the Antifa that get their ass kicked every time the Proud Boys show up. So, but that all started during a podcast. That's how the Proud Boys started, as a joke on a podcast. That's how it started.
Well, at least they remained a joke. I mean,
the guy, what's the guy with the handlebar mustache?
He isn't even affiliated with them anymore, is he?
He was. That was his show. What's his name? I can't think of his name now. God, my brain is Swiss cheese. Anyhow, they were having a podcast. There was a kid in there. He was kind of like a little bit of feminine, and they were trying to make him. They were trying to make him more manly. So he came in and he said, "I know the name of our group. We're called Proud Boys, being proud of our boys." And that's how it started. And it was a joke. And they would go across the street after the show and they would drink. And the way you could get initiated in is that they would punch you, and they wouldn't stop punching you until you named 5 cereals. And that's how it started. Yes. Cynthia Rose. There you go. He married Cynthia Rose in 1989. And then I guess he divorced her and got on the Daisy Fuente.
From Staying Alive, Flashdance, and Dirty Dancing. Okay.
There you go.
Oh yeah, she was the whore that got knocked up in Dirty Dancing.
There it is. Gavin McGinnis. Gavin McGinnis had a show on Compound Media, the Anthony Cumia channel.
Yeah, well that network's fucking right wing.
Anthony Cumia, who caught COVID, which is hilarious.
He did catch COVID. Yeah, he was actually on the other day. He's going to beat COVID.
Of course, he is.
Yeah. So
he's unstoppable.
He is unstoppable
as he retires down to near Florida, running
little further north.
I got to tell you, your description of how the Proud Boys started sounds gayer than I thought it was.
Oh, it's unbelievable. So okay, I've got a question about the Proud Boys. How come no one can get their name right? So what did Joe Biden call them?
He called them the Poor Boys, didn't he?
The Poor Boys.
Yeah, because we were making fun of Jody that day.
Yeah, so I was having a conversation yesterday with a 20-year-old Australian, and he called them the Pride Boys. He said, "Oh, I heard there's this group called the Pride Boys that are really going to kick it off come, whatever January, whenever the inauguration is, and they're really going to, start rioting and cause a fuss or whatever." I'm like,
they're not going to riot. They're not.
You're
there
20 years old. Why can't you get the name right either?
Right?
You're
don't they have the Google machine in
an old man like Joe Biden?
Yeah, don't they have the Google machine in Australia? That guy can just look it up.
We do have the Google machine.
I think he was probably conflating white pride and Proud Boys.
Pride Boys,
the two. So
you can't say white. You can't have white pride. Can't have that. There, we will have none of white pride. We can have black pride. We can have Asian pride. We can have Latinx pride, gay pride, trans pride. No white pride. We don't have to
No,
do
well,
that.
you're racist for even discussing it, John. Jesus.
Why would that be? Why can't you be proud of the people that you are? Why can't you be proud of that? If you can't be proud of being white, then you can't be proud of being black.
What
Or
about fat? What about fat pride, John?
Nobody's proud about being fat. Nobody's proud about being fat.
Yeah,
Bob.
they are. There's the
Biggie
whole
Smalls was
movement.
proud.
Fat pride.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, you know what?
You-
They're in
Beautiful at
denial.
any size.
Listen,
They hated like Adele when she lost weight. She's
I
like
know.
a
Here's the
size
deal.
crater.
they're all fucking hypocrites and they're all liars. That's what they are. That's exactly what they are. And I'll tell you why. Because if they had a pill that came out, if they had a vaccine that came out tomorrow, that if they took that vaccine, they would lose all their excess fat, there would be a line of people as far as the eye could see. Very, very large people, very wide people. There would be chairs there and, so they could stay there and all.
Oh.
And they would all line up to get that
Motorized
vaccine.
scooters too.
The
Yeah.
motorized, they would all have their motorized scooters to go over and get their anti-fat vaccine.
The only people with fat pride are people that know they could never get skinny. You know, I mean, anyone else that's fat doesn't necessarily have fat pride.
It's really weird. There's some people that just have and I don't know what it is. They're just thicker than somebody else. It's not, I wouldn't consider it fat. They're just thick.
Yeah.
And they'll never get thin. There's this person that I went to, I know, and she is solid. I mean, she works out all the time. She's not, she eats well and she just cannot get thin. Now, I would imagine if she got the COVID or the cancer, the cancer diet is one of the diets that really, really work well. That'll get you down to almost nothing. But
John, have you seen the 1,000-pound sisters? It's a TV show with two fat sisters.
was that the one that there was pictures of them in the Discord where they were sitting next to each other?
Yep.
Wow, they were they're 1,000 pounds, or are they 500 each?
Well, now one's lost some weight.
Oh,
There's
yeah, that's the big dust up as one got thin.
There's a hot one that's got a husband. She's the sexy one.
Right.
And she's the one with the better personality. And then there's the bigger one that is
Don't care.
like absolutely hateable.
And by sexy,
belligerent.
Dave means less gross.
I mean, by comparison. And I've got all the time in the world for the thinner one. The bigger one, like,
You wouldn't want to try to climb that, Dave?
I try not to just reach the conclusion that this person, it's better, the world would be better without this person, because that's just, a cheap punchline. But seriously,
Yeah.
she is just a drain, like because she lives with the sexy one and her husband,
Right.
and just every scene she is just making their life more miserable.
Right, because she's jealous that she's not getting any, right? She can't find somebody like the other one found somebody.
And she's less mobile and more miserable.
Right.
And
Yeah. She thought they would be comfortable in their misery together for the rest of their lives. And when that
Yes.
changed,
yes.
That cunt lost weight.
Yes. And it's not like the skinnier one's that skinny, but she can at least move around a bit.
Right.
Oh, God.
What's the
Right, and-
husband look like?
He's
Boyfriend.
all right. I mean,
Is he thin? Is he heavy? Is he what?
he's still heavy, but he's not.
Is he doughy? Is he like
he's doughy.
lift track doughy? Is that what he is, or is he a little bit heavier than that?
Yeah. Laugh Track's lost a lot of weight.
Oh, he has?
yeah, he's lost a ton, dude.
No kidding.
Oh yeah. He's been on like 1,500 calorie diet for months and months. Yeah.
Oh, look at him.
And he's
I mean,
stuck
you can
stuck
see
to
it if he just pops on camera for a second. You can see it in his face that he's obviously lost a ton of weight.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Getting back to what you were saying about some people just
starting
being
to get dates and shit as well.
like thicker people.
It's
Like my brother's he's 3 years older. He's an inch taller than me, but he's like 300 pounds. And I mean, it's not flabby fat. He's like a fucking tree trunk. You know what I mean? It's just muscle all the way up. You know, he's huge, but he's not fat. He's just
I'm
just a
laughing
giant, dude.
Sorry, I'm going to interrupt everything. I got to laugh. Boomer Bob's comment. John's luck. He finally gets a 3-way, and it's with the 1,000-pound sisters. Holy fuck.
My luck. That's how I would go.
Funnier if you could say that in person, Bob, but sure.
That's how I would go. Smothered by the 1,000-pound sisters.
Oh,
Would
man.
it be murder? I don't know. Or an accident? Would it be a workplace accident or murder? Who knows?
They'd turn on John as soon as he came home with his Dunkin' Donuts. They'd both fucking attack.
Again with the Dunkin' Donuts. Can't anybody get a cup of coffee around this place? Do you have to eat donuts? I don't eat donuts. Jesus. You
John,
pe-
that's a sweet mic you got there.
you people. Thank you.
I'm only saying it because I got the same one.
Right.
We really did latch on the Dunkin' Donuts thing, didn't we?
Oh, you guys love the Dunkin' Donuts thing. Right. But
It's just funny because it's a donut shop.
oh my God.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
I can tell you which one's the nasty one right now because you can just tell, you can see it in her face. She is not a happy woman.
No.
It looks like
Oh.
she's a dentist.
Dave, it's the black guy.
Is the black guy the boyfriend?
No, well, maybe that's a new boyfriend because I only saw one
Oh.
episode.
Black
Maybe
dudes
there's
love
multiple
fat chicks.
seasons, I don't know.
Is that Delvin Cox?
Maybe there's some character development. I don't know.
Look at that. Bring that up there. So who's got the bring
Dave's got
Picture,
the video.
get the black there. You get that one up there. Let's see what that looks like. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah, look at that first picture. Doesn't
first
look like
Can't be real.
I gotta tell you, she looks like an alien. That forehead, it almost looks like it has like Klingon bumps on it. You know what I mean? She looks like
right, or a caveman brow. You know
yeah,
what I
she's
mean?
like a caveman brow.
It's
Wow.
like it's so bad, and like I'd feel bad if she had a wonderful personality, but she doesn't.
No.
Yeah, maybe she's nicer now. Maybe there's been some character development.
Well, look at this. It says that she's got Tammy's boyfriend is. I can't read that.
Is married.
Okay.
All right. Well,
There you go. That's his side piece. That's the side piece.
Dude, imagine the problem with your wife if that's your side piece. Holy fuck.
Wow. What is she going to do? Cheat on him?
Yeah, but I mean, if your wife's so terrible that you're gonna cheat with that, your wife's got to be terrible.
I don't-
Bob asked if there's a bed that could handle that action
Get the
Yeah.
money.
The Mike Bello guy.
to sponsor that porn.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, make sure it's verified and endorsed and whatever the fuck with all the tick marks so it doesn't get pulled off Pornhub.
I could imagine when that guy's done with her, she probably don't stop shaking for about an hour.
Oh, man.
I feel it would be remiss if we didn't ask John. You've been given all the powers in the Nitwit server. You know that, right?
Yes, I do know that.
All right. Do you know what all those powers are?
I'm like a young Clark Kent. I don't know what they all are yet. I'm finding them out little by little. Like I have X-ray vision, and then I can run fast. That's what I know right now. And then maybe later on, I'll find out if I could, like hearing and So as I find out listen, I'm not going to last long in there. Somebody's just doing it to piss off Dave, and then when that's not fun anymore, then they will banish me because that's what happens. But here's the deal: now that I'm in there and I have these powers, I'm going to use them. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to wreak havoc in there and see what happens.
I think that's what they want you to do. And also, the discussion before you were given the powers was about making you unbannable. Just because every time you say something someone doesn't like, they ban you. So the idea was to make you unbannable. I didn't know they were going to give you all the powers.
That was actually my one of my conditions on coming back was that I was unbannable. And I said, I will not. I made a declaration. I said, I will not come back into that server unless I am unbannable. And then Dave said no. Of course, Dave said no. So,
Well, because it goes against the Constitution. I mean, you Americans, you love your Constitution, and
right. But
like, imagine if some little pissant proposed, "Oh, let's just, ban guns or whatever." You wouldn't be happy, would you?
I know, I understand that. But again, it was such a great tool to piss somebody off, because I'm not going to lie. I'm sitting there typing, and the next thing I know, I'm gone.
Don't worry.
I was out, and I was like, those motherfuckers. So I was like, I'll never go back in there again. That's the end of that. I said, I feel like Charlie Brown and Lucy with the football. Every time I go to kick the football, they yank it away. And I said, that's it. I'm not doing that anymore. And then what happens? I'm in there right now. But at least in there now, I have a motive and I have a plan. Like, I'm just going to attack everybody, see what happens, see how long it takes to get thrown out.
So your plan is to keep doing what you're doing, but now you just can't be banned.
Just step it up. Just, you thought I was
Same plan.
before. Wow. I might even pop into some of those chats, the voice chats, get in there and talk. Cause that usually when I get in there and talk, that's usually when I fire everybody up. And what got me banned this time was I was just commenting on another fight. 2 other people were in there scrapping like middle schoolers. And the next thing I know, I made a comment. I was on the outside looking in. I was on the outside. I couldn't even see in.
Did you see the new comment?
Right. Yeah. See what that is. That's his name in the Discord server now is Closeted Faggot. So, because he is a closet faggot.
And it's okay. Twitch people, he actually is a homosexual.
Right.
I can confirm that. So don't ban my Twitch account.
Right. And did you see? I saw on Reddit today. There's some new words you can't say on Twitch now.
Well, really, what are the words you can't say on Twitch?
In addition to the other ones, I think simp was added to the list, and a couple other ones.
You can't say simp.
Yeah, there's a couple other ones. Let me see.
Again, here we go. The pussification of America. What's wrong with having free speech? What's wrong with saying words? You would think that if not one person ever in the history of ever got hurt by a word. Never. We just lost the guy that's a show. His show.
Yeah, he usually does that. He usually leaves at least once.
Dave, why is it that whenever we're on a show of somebody else's, they get popped out and me and you are stuck with each other? What is that about?
Yeah.
This could not be worse. We should both leave. Oh, here he comes. What happened there?
I hit the wrong button. I was trying to find the new words.
It really is the fucking boomer show.
Oh,
yeah.
Here you go. You can't say virgin, simp, or incel. Now those are banned Twitch words.
You can't say virgin, simp,
I find that hard to believe, but I don't know.
Really? Come on.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. They're trying to make it a polite society. And
yeah,
I don't know why.
Because they're faggots.
So,
is he gay now too? Because he said that word, so you can't get banned?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I forgot we're on Twitch, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's off the
I'm saying that.
I can confirm that.
I am. Big penises. We already discussed it.
Yep.
Right.
Love them. Gobble, gobble, gobble.
This is the new show. This is the docking show. Male docking show.
Yeah, so what are you going to do with your powers? Bob said to kick everybody off who's watching stupid Kenny versus Spenny, some dumb Canadian show from 20 years ago. I
got to tell you, I'm not a big fan of kicking people out. I mean, I know that's fun for everybody, but it's just not my thing. It's not. I understand. Listen,
what about disconnecting them just to annoy them? That can be fun.
That we're just going in there and talking over them so they can't hear the shit.
Well, when they get a whole channel going, you just turn the channel off.
No, you just go right click disconnect. Just pick someone at random.
The thing is, Dave, the fact of the matter is that the fact that you're still in there, you know that I just am not a fan of kicking somebody out. Like, for me to kick you out of your own server, how much fun would that have been for me?
Yeah, I mean that's what PJ wants. So
I know.
So give PJ what he wants.
No, I don't want to do that.
Why not?
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense because I went in there and the first thing I said was kick Dave out. That was the first thing I was going to do when I found out I had powers, and I just couldn't do it. I don't know.
So do it. PJ,
Do it,
PJ,
damn you kick me out. The best thing would be was to ban PJ from his own server.
That would be
Yeah.
pretty funny.
So- okay, so well, I'll tell you, you can't actually do that because every Discord server needs one owner, and you can't kick that one owner, like the one official
Oh, okay.
Discord owner.
You can't kick him
Right.
out.
He is unkickable.
Right. I
Um,
get it.
yeah.
But it
Right.
was
So you guys have the same powers on the roles level, but he is
So-
the owner, so he can.
So the best you can do is tell him he's kicked, and then it's up to him to transfer ownership to somebody else, and then he can be kicked.
Yeah.
So, he has been kicked in the past. I've been kicked in the past. I think at this point, everybody's been kicked.
Well, when I first bought the server, the first question I got
But-
was
but-
from
but-
PJ asking me to give him his powers back.
But yeah, I mean, people need to have power trips. They have to learn what it's like to have power. I mean, bear in mind, almost everybody in the Discord server has next to zero power in their real lives. They are trodden upon by their bosses and will be for their entire lives. Like they're at the bottom of society or near the bottom of society.
right.
So it's nice to give them a little bit of power and see what they do with it.
It's Lord of the Rings in there. Is basically what it is.
You mean Lord of the Flies?
Lord
Dummy.
of the Flies. Yeah.
Oh, Frodo.
I haven't seen Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
I haven't seen Lord of the Flies, but I know there was a bunch of kids. Yeah. Lord of the Flies.
Fish. Yep.
That classic book where a ship crashes on an island and then the trolls separate from the pixies and then they have battles.
The yeah. The pixies.
Right. See, I have too much testosterone to watch that movie. What's Bob doing?
He's painting his nails.
He's doing his bills. Bob's in here doing his bills.
Like a real man. As he surrounds himself with his guitars and vinyl and
I lead by example.
okay. All right.
My name is just the F word. Who took the? All right, I'm pissed. I want to find out who took the closeted off of Bradley's name.
Oh, I can find
Oh
out.
yeah, show
and
him
so
how to
can-
use the
so can
audit
you.
log.
At the audit log.
Yeah.
I'll
how
be
to
right
use-
back.
Yeah. So
That'll be my first ban.
okay. So this is what you do. You at top left. This segment is called teaching John how to use Discord.
Teaching John how to use Discord.
Top left,
Right.
the drop down, you go server settings,
Okay.
and then I'm sure this is fascinating for Soft Show. Someone
Right.
needs to say it, and then you go audit log,
Oh, there it is. Audit log.
and there it is.
Hey, Soft
Right.
left his own podcast again.
It's soft left his own.
You just take a piss.
It certainly it looks like now we're in competition for some reason between the person. So yes, I don't understand what's going on. Yeah, can you see it there, John?
It says he updated his own, so he did that.
He did that.
He
So
did it.
He wants to lean into your angle, which is cool.
Oh, we can't do
and-
that, Dave.
And the tyrant,
Yes.
the tyrant on the power trip, wants to, row the boat the other way.
Well, guess what?
which-
I officially just did my first ban. Bradley was my first one.
So he changed his own name.
He changed his own name. How dare he? I have the power. He's done. He's gone. And I didn't just kick him. I ban him.
Well, now he's not going to listen to the bullhorn.
He'll listen. He can. He loves hate listening. He absolutely loves hate listening.
Okay.
Now, how do I
did
get him
you
back tomorrow? 24 hours. I got to go back in and get him out. I can let him back in tomorrow.
Did you actually do it though?
Yeah, he's gone. Go in there and look. He's gone. He gone. He done.
Uh-oh. He said he's going to ban you from Soft's server.
Oh, there we go.
Wait, someone's getting banned from my server now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is my first official ban in the Discord Nitwit server.
Yeah,
And,
John found out that Access changed his own name.
Change his own name. So that's it. He's banned
Uh,
now. So he's going to kick me out
So
of it.
you have to remove his ability to change his own name, which I don't think anybody there wants you doing that.
I
No
don't-
offense, because you'll probably mess up something and
Yeah. I don't
open up a black hole in CERN.
Right. But remember, Bradley, this is all in fun. Isn't this fun, Bradley?
That's what
He said,
that's what I messaged
PJ
John
changed it first.
on the other
actually.
day.
And
It's
I'll
supposed to
have-
be fun.
I'll
This
have to
is-
let him ban you for at least a day because he is one of my Patreons. So I don't want to just tell
There
him
we
he can't
go.
do that.
See? Now I'm done. Right? Isn't that
Oh
weird?
yeah, that's right.
It was a
Part of the
dollar
fun
well
is
spent.
me trying to get me trying to get B-Rad from Soft to unsubscribe to Soft's Patreon and come back to my Patreon.
You did? Fucker.
Or even better, both. How
Right.
about both, B-Rad? Come on. You can do both.
Nah, I'm a big sissy. I let him come. I unban him already, so he can come
Why?
back. Because I'm a
Because
pussy.
he's a softie.
I'm a pussy.
John,
He
I own
just
the
doesn't want
server.
to get kicked from soft server.
I owned that server for a few months and I never banned anyone. I think I muted 2 people one time or whatever.
Right.
You really did revoke it. Jesus.
Listen, you know what that was? That was a shot across the bow. That was a warning shot that I mean fucking business.
I can tell you're from the north.
Don't mess with
Down
John,
here, we shoot to kill.
or whatever my name is in here now. Have they changed my name yet? I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, why do you not allow displaying names in the
It's
StreamYard?
because Dave left the comment at the
Yeah,
bottom.
yeah,
Put the comment in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
So he's not a fag.
Oh,
That's a
Twitch
cigarette.
again. Twitch again.
That's a cigarette. That's a cigarette. That's an English cigarette. So don't get excited.
Oh, I was gonna say no.
If you're not
it's a
educated, Twitch doesn't mean you can just ban people. Get some education. That's what I'm saying. Huh.
I'm going to name this episode the Geriatric Super Boomer Fest. It's all the old guys.
fake. How about
This
Jer-
is so much fun. I just disconnected V. I just disconnected him. I don't know. He had some kind of
Bob,
live,
you're Boomer Bob. You're the oldest.
right?
no? John is.
No, I know. I'm older than you. I'm just saying you're the
Oh.
one that proudly wears the Boomer label.
Well, when you hang around a bunch of 12-year-olds and goddamn Discord, accidentally. Thank you. Official podcast.
Yeah, I just went in there and I just disconnected.
Nothing like getting called a fucking boomer by an 11-year-old. It's great.
Right.
Right. As we've already discussed, anyone over 30 now is a Boomer. And under 30, I'll concede is a Zoomer because of the rhyming quality.
Correct. All right. So, what other topics do you want to solve while we're here? Soft.
My show was light. Dave said he had something.
How about
I'd
climate
like to-
change?
I'd like to
go.
know the origin of the Dave and John beef, actually, if you guys want to tell me where it all started.
I honestly don't know where it started.
It's boring.
I don't really know where it started. I don't, not 100% sure how it started.
I think you guys should like high five each other. Like,
Yeah, just like that.
I'm not going down that road again. Listen, I stuck an olive branch out several times and Dave took that olive branch and shoved it up my ass. So,
Yeah, okay, let's go with that.
let's
let's-
get hold him.
he does not like me.
I'm tickling John's butthole right now.
With a feather, is he? Is that up? you need a bigger finger. Do two fingers.
I better
Smell it.
fist it.
Smell
What do you got, Dave?
Doing a
Right.
COVID check.
I thought we'd look to the future and try and fix Soft Show so he's actually got something that we could call a podcast. Let's read an article called How to Start a Podcast, your 2020 step-by-step guide.
Oh,
Well,
let's
stop.
do it. It's probably written by a Zoomer, so let's go.
I don't even need to read it. Step 1, do not leave your own show
Joe, don't take.
halfway through.
Where does like show prep come into play? What step is that?
That is you should be preparing your show all week. Like, in other words, if you're going to be on Friday night, you should be, after the show, you should be looking for what you want to do and what your next show is going to be about. You got a week to prepare and get your shit straight. Unlike Bob and I, we put our stories together and then on Friday morning, we're like, well, what do you want to do?
Well,
I had no
generally,
energy
do,
today.
generally I do try and prepare more. And I said a half hour before this, I didn't think I was going to do it today because I wasn't totally prepped. And Dave was like, "Oh, we got nothing else to do, so we just did it."
Well, there's a good question. There's a good question. Is it more important to record the same time every week, or if you don't have much, just wait and just record the next day, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Oh
Well,
my god!
if it wasn't live video, it wouldn't matter because you would never know when I recorded, correct?
Yeah, but we stream live now. That's what we do.
It's true. I mean,
Right,
earlier
so-
I was asking Dave if he'd heard from you in regards to what you're doing tonight for the show. So it's kind of a thing now. It's like when I was a kid, Friday nights was, you know, Incredible Hulk and Dukes of Hazzard. Now it's Soft Weekly.
That was
Well-
the Bill Bixby Incredible Hulk.
Yes.
Well, so some of
And
this
Catherine
has,
Bach and Daisy.
some of this has also turned from me just doing the podcast to like being part of the server community, which I enjoy. Like Friday night is my responsibility, or for in lack of better words, so whatever.
Well, right now you're getting trumped by a 20-year-old TV show, but yeah, cool.
If you're going to do an hour, you need about 6 or 7 topics, that you could talk about for 10 minutes between somebody. And in this group right here, you can pick anything and we can kick it around. You can pick any topic and we could kick it around. We have
Well-
opinions on everything.
Well, when I'm preparing for just one thing, like last week, the show I did with Bob, I think that was pretty well prepped out and went
That was
smooth.
fun.
Now we've done episodes where I just tried to drink Vegeta under the table. How do you prep for that? You just fucking start drinking.
That's not a
Fucking
podcast.
beer
That-
store on the way home. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And then-
First of all, the first thing about starting a podcast, your content should be entertaining. You trying to drink another person under the table is not entertaining.
I don't know, Dave. Was that entertaining?
It was.
I'm not
all-
from Indianapolis, but
No.
thank you.
not all, perhaps not all 5 hours,
I'll
but
tell you what.
it was.
I
I mean,
don't
it was my kind of entertainment. Put it that way. Maybe
I
perhaps
understand
not,
that. Okay.
Well,
not
Well,
the
what it should-
Podfather.
Right, but what it should have
type
been
of,
is
tight 1980s, 1990s radio, hitting the post and getting all the bumpers in the right place. But
no.
yes.
And I already said when we do another one, like I want to do one with the ordinary guys, but we're gonna start drinking. We started basically drinking at the start of the show. We should have been halfway in the can before we got on.
I'm
because the
laughing
point
at B-Rad's comments. I'm going to interrupt. B-Rad said, "Yep, some of the greatest indie podcasters of our time right here."
Right. There we go.
If Ben from Small Town Mentality was here, we'd have the full Justice League.
I like that. That's pretty funny. It's not bad for a gay guy,
I reckon.
right?
See, I mean, that's the thing. Like, even the gayest trolls that I interact with, they can be funny, even if it's only in comments. I mean, they're like deer in the headlights when they're trying to stream or podcast. But
Yeah, because
that's
they
not
can't
even
be-
that's not even true with B-Rad. B-Rad can actually be funny on shows.
R.I.P.
It's
Crown
just-
Shoes.
He's just
Right.
a little on the slow side, but
Yeah.
But
He
Brad,
is a little
he
hard
can
to
be funny.
discern during Insanime.
Right. He can be funny, just not on his own show because he doesn't know what to talk about. He talks about cartoons and being an incel because for
I
parents.
miss,
can't
I
find
miss, I miss Crom.
But him and Classic. Anyway, this is talking about an old show that's never going to come back because
What, it's anime?
yeah, in Saturday
It shouldn't come back.
he
was
bullied his co-host off. Oh, you're going to say how bad it was, John?
It wasn't a good show.
You don't understand what a good show is.
I
would.
do want okay.
No, I don't.
Here we
I don't-
go. This is
I don't think you do,
you
John.
want to know why we fight right here. This is it right here. I don't know what's funny.
You don't.
Show.
You
This is
don't.
exactly it.
You have your idea of what shows.
I'm intentionally
are, or what
growing mine.
they should be, and there's a whole world of shows that fit outside your parameters.
What's
A whole
this?
world of shows.
Who put that? It's like the perfect
Beard.
evolution of beards.
I like when you throw up a comment,
pretty
it totally blocks me. It's great.
Listen, let's do this. Let's have everybody vote on who has the best beard. Who has the best beard out of
I
this?
don't have a beard. I got a womb broom.
Is that what? Is that what that is? A womb broom? Is that what that's called? See, I have.
We'll
Well,
call it down here.
I'm going to go boomer here. I have what they call a burrow eyes. In other words, it's like a burrow eyes. If you've ever watched Frosty the Snowman,
We know what Holly Jolly Christmas is.
Right. I have that kind of.
Boomers do, Zoomers don't. Our listeners wouldn't.
Dave
know.
has a golf course beard. Dave has a golf course beard. It has 18 holes in it. And I really can't see what soft looks like. It's he doesn't have much on the sides there.
It's
Yeah.
red. It's hard to see in the light.
Polar Nights, you one day hope to get a beard or be a beard. What is that? It sounds like maybe both.
Yeah, don't read out all the comments, John. So some of them aren't worth reading out, and some of them are just way too long.
I just want to know who this is because I know it's one of our usuals.
It cracks
Right.
me up.
Don't do that. That really just shows how small we are, Bob. When it's like that must be someone we know. It couldn't possibly be a random person.
Yeah, someone just found this
Every
great
commenter
show.
is somebody we know.
Hey, did you know that Dragon Ball Z is
Oh,
loosely
God.
based on the Chinese legend and one of the 4 great
Shut
classic
up.
novels of Chinese literature, Journey to the West?
John, you accuse me of sabotaging shows. Your co-host. Holy crap.
Oh, Bob
What?
is a saboteur.
All right,
I am not.
Saboteur.
let's get serious here for a second. I have a topic.
All right, I'll take my shirt off.
All right.
I thought we were talking about what makes a good show.
All right,
I'll take off my shirt if you'll leave the comment there.
Can someone tell me why all of a sudden that women now take and completely shave their beaver, and it has to be completely hairless like a child? What is that all about? Like, in other words, Polar Night said that if he grows a beard, she threatened to grow a 70s bush. And
When's
that-
the last time you went downtown there, John?
what's that?
Yeah. We
When's the last
discussed
time
this
you went downtown? When's the last time you ate at the Y?
February. So what I'm
Okay.
trying to say is, what's the big deal? Why does it have to be?
Were you going?
Why does it have to be listen? Back in, I grew up in the 70s. All right, have I ever?
Did you ever grow up, John?
Never saw a hairless one. Never saw a Mexican hairless. Never.
I think, Dave, didn't we discuss this on one of my shows a while back? That the bush is actually making a comeback. It's a little more groomed than the classic forest 70s bush, but hair's starting to come back down there.
Yeah.
You can tell that the woman was designed by the government because they put a playground so close to a sewage treatment plant. Oh,
No, Bob. They put the snack bar next to the shit house. That's what it is. That's the joke.
Well, I've heard them both, so you know.
Jersey
I mean,
Which is funnier?
You guys
got
just
corrected
proved
on a
that,
I
joke.
mean,
you
They had
guys
the
just
same
proved that
meaning.
we're boomers here.
What was the funnier joke? Snack bar next to the shit house?
we're
or-
seriously arguing over which joke book joke is
I
funnier.
gotta say that I am right now. Yes, I want to know which one's funnier. I think that the snack
No.
bar, the shit house, is funny.
no, Bob, it's orange. You glad I didn't say orange again?
Right. All right.
See,
All right, Dave.
see,
Wait,
that pause there,
Dave,
John,
get
that
back to
pause
what
there,
makes a
that's
good
when you
podcast.
need to use your soundboard.
So, like most
That-
manga artists that work in the action battle genre,
Dave,
most,
get back to what makes my podcast bad.
That'll do.
that's John. Any cockle do.
Okay, you're here because you're ready to learn how to start a podcast. Good choice. Podcasting is an enriching way to express yourself creatively, complement business goals, and create deeper connections with an audience. Do you think this is going to help you, Soft?
I think we should go back to hairy beavers.
Sure.
I think that's more entertaining. Talking about hairy beavers is more entertaining than talking about this. That's my.
All right. Well, let's scroll down, see if we can get some bullet points.
Here we go. Oh, in 6 steps.
6 steps. Yeah,
Six
this
steps,
should
that's
be
easy. That's
easy.
what we need.
Format
Let's talk about the 6 steps.
and a name. Purchase equipment and software. You have that. Record my first podcast episode. Learn script writing techniques, step-by-step recording
Yeah,
tutorial.
let's just blow through them.
Right? You got that. Editing and producing your first podcast episode. Ooh.
I got to go to the step-by-step tutorial. I didn't do that. That's why it sucks.
So how about
mean-
How drunk should you be when recording an episode?
I mean, we should do this live right now.
What's that? Start a podcast?
Step 1: choose a topic, a format, and a name.
Harry
Topic.
Beavers.
Harry, I was going to say
It's the Harry Beaver podcast. Okay, so what would what's a Harry Beaver?
Well, unlike John, I'm going to check that if it's been taken already. If there might be a podcasting app already.
First
called
of all,
Harry.
I looked and there wasn't another Bullhorn podcast. I didn't know there was going to be an app that called itself the Bullhorn Podcasting app.
Google it.
Or a
Still better
community
than Midland
project in
Mortgages.
your fucking city using that name as well.
Well, when I looked for it, I didn't Google it on Google. I Googled it in the podcasting app to look for the name of another podcast.
Yeah, I googled. I used DuckDuckGo so that Google couldn't track me, and I used Google.
Search. Sorry.
Hey, did you guys know? I discussed it with John, but there is a high school newspaper collective in his home city called the Bullhorn.
Right. And it's
That's pretty funny.
well, again, it's just very common term.
So the topic is going to be Harry Beavers. That's not a topic. You can't talk about that for multiple episodes. I mean,
Okay, wait. There's another podcast called the Bloody Beaver Podcast.
Ooh, I don't want to go there.
yeah, I
Yeah,
bet
they
that's a
can
bunch
they
of
can have
chicks
that
drinking
area
wine.
all to themselves.
Yeah, that would make me throw up. That would actually make me gag. I can't go there.
I wonder if that's like a high school like mascot. We're the Bloody Beavers.
Right.
Dave, are you doing it right now and put us up on Anchor?
Hey, that's
it up
where
right
serious podcasters go to die.
And here's the other thing. Podcasters are the cheapest motherfuckers in the world. They will not pay
Yeah.
for it, most of them. There's some people that'll pay for stuff,
Mhm.
but most podcasters, everything's for free. Where do I get a free microphone? Where do I get a free hosting? They want everything for free. How do I edit for free? How do I? Oh, look at that! It's the Bloody Beaver podcast.
It exists.
Get out.
The fuck?
Is it still active? It's only 37 episodes.
What do they talk about?
15
I
days
can't read
ago.
the show
Oh, yeah.
descriptions.
Hey, look! Here comes this Doug here.
Rise used to be. A fact is aching and crackling joints made abundantly
What the
clear
hell
to
is
him
this?
each and every morning. When husband had other scars.
It's a true crime podcast where the guy's a beaver.
Just dismissed the salesman as being yet another old veteran. Most men his age were, but hell,
Right.
most of them were broken. And the
Can't.
stories they told were all lies anyway, most likely.
Okay.
Sounds like the Black
Jody
Patrick
B.
Michael.
Jody B.
What is this? What? There's no description of what the show's about.
Why would you do that? Why would you have a description of what the Bloody Beaver podcast is about? Here, I thought it was just
I think I
about
just nailed it.
periods.
That show screams that it needs some kind of a
I gotta
description.
tell you though, I kind of like the podcast art. I thought the podcast art was good.
Maybe Crom did it.
Maybe.
So
So during the pilot chapter
nice
of
awkward-
Naruto, the main character is seen wearing a pair of goggles.
Oh, well, there you go.
I'm gonna read fucking anime and manga facts every time that this fucking show quits.
You know,
that was where John needs to have some transition sound.
I got
Oh yeah, I can't do that. That's Anthony's.
that's a pretty good transition
Yeah,
sound.
sounds like you just blew me up.
I think,
That's
we
jet flyby.
I think we need some spiritual inspiration.
Hang on a second. Maybe I got one. Here. How
It
about
is Christmas.
why don't we do this?
Changing the subject now.
How's that?
Okay. Let's see if this inspires us at all.
Oh yeah, this could help me.
Watched this video, it was
Yes,
no
we did.
accident.
No,
was
it wasn't.
No coincidence. The entire universe,
This is fate.
you know. Now,
Yes.
what's coming, what's
Yes.
making way into reality is going to be far greater than anything you can begin to imagine or see with your mind. You're
Okay.
happily
Get to
ever
the fucking point.
after you always wanted. The soulmate, the abundance.
You mean my
the
cat is going to be
healing,
okay and is not
embrace
going to
you've
die?
been waiting for all year is coming.
Please
It's
tell me.
right here, right now, and the universe wants to let you know that you are supported, you are loved, and the best has yet to come. And this is a confirmation. All is well. If all is not well in your life, It's not the end of your story. It's
I mean,
just chapter 1.
Chapter
It's
1.
just chapter 2 in a book.
Chapter 1,
and
getting
you're rewriting
Parkinson's.
the
Chapter
story.
2,
And you are the
um,
author, and you're co-creating. what
Hanging
you
out with a bunch of 20-year-old fucking video game fags.
on a
I'm,
double.
when you put that up, I thought that was a young soft. I thought that was a young soft.
Dude, he convinced me. I gotta ditch all you fucking anchors and just go with where the universe takes me.
I think you should.
He convinced
There was
me.
a video request. in the,
You know what you should
chat.
do? You should be your own anchor.
That's good to see
look,
the
we-
band back
We
together.
got a comment from Doug.
Yeah, Doug's
I
actually
know what
a shit show.
Soft plays, and I know what Dave plays. What does John play?
As far as
Read the comment.
if you want to listen to real comedy, go and listen
I've
to
got the
Who's Right,
minivan.
Who's Right podcast,
yeah,
fully endorsed by John Domingo.
yeah. You know what? I mean, I love Doug and all, but Anthony's voice just gets on my nerves anymore. Just can't listen to Anthony.
Yeah. Podcast.
I'm gonna do my best,
I don't like
Anthony,
bad
and go.
voice.
Ha, 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 I love Doug, but Anthony's voice gets on. my nerves."
Anthony.
That's just where he just repeats what Doug said.
What do you mean?
Repeats what Doug said.
Right. So
I
Right.
do love Doug.
This is when you need the soundboard, John. Come on.
oh, I don't know.
Okay.
What else we got here?
This is nursing home radio.
I was offended and I have rights.
There we go.
There you go. Is this a podcast or a video show?
This it depends. Right now, it's a video show.
This is Bob
Um,
from Metal and Mortgages.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Well, the video will be available as bonus content on Dave's Patreon, and my podcast will be up on any place you get podcasts. So it's
How did Dave get a Patreon?
I don't know. I tried to give it away and no one wanted it, so I guess I'll keep it for a while.
I heard you got a steal of a deal on it.
Yeah, that's the kayfabe that I'm a big thief. It's cool.
Bradley the faggot has. He's right. It says that I'm jealous of successful
I mean,
like Anthony.
you kind of are.
He's absolutely correct. Yes, I am.
They did blow up. Like,
Right. Absolutely. And it's all because of Anthony. He's the quiet genius behind the podcast. And it bugs me.
He does all the work.
He does all the work.
He's like
But
a power bottom.
So smart that he puts Doug out front and makes Doug does the work.
That's the best description of him ever. Oh my god!
so John, the whole, you get kicked off the WREU Discord server constantly, right?
Yeah. Right.
And people think that was mostly me. It was me one time,
And then it was Anthony. Right.
and then it was Anthony.
Right, I have never forgiven him for that. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. That's right. Yeah. Since he did that, it was an unforgivable offense, in my opinion.
Oh God,
Yeah, because I was blaming Dave. I was like, that motherfucker.
motherfucker!
Where do I get a hold of him? And it wasn't him. It was I'm blaming him. I'm giving Dave the business, and it wasn't Dave. It was Anthony, that motherfucker. You know why? Because he was on third shift. And he had nothing better to do, so he went into Discord and banned me from the Discord. Yep, unforgivable offense, as far as I'm concerned.
You
That's
should
right.
ban him
Months
right
ago.
now.
It's been
Ban
months
him.
since that happened, and
Surprise, motherfucker.
It's been like a year. I mean,
in a year, and I have not forgiven that man.
well, let's talk about this. How long does it take for you to get over things?
I don't know if I'll ever remember that one. I looked at when you told me that, I was like,
How dare you?
that's right.
Oh, there you go.
Because you know one thing about Anthony, the amazing podcaster Anthony, he does not like soundboards. He thinks it's very what's it, hokey.
Yeah, which it is, but yes,
He doesn't like that.
Yeah, I mean, it harks back to an old style of radio.
Radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like anything he does, like scripted radio drama or anything
Or-
like that.
Right.
Oh, you got him.
No, I didn't get him, but right. I mean, I think that's hokey and that's old.
The
There you go. See, Anthony's the funny part of Who's Right, and Doug is the meat.
the villain The ultimate villain in that radio drama did a great job, by the way. Soft.
That must
Of course. Of
Hey.
course.
right.
Of course. Unrecognizable. Such an amazing voice actor.
Every time I'm on an audio drama, they kill my character off. I wonder if that's saying something.
I think
Matter of fact, Doug said to me, "Hey, do you want to be part of an audio drama?" I said, "Yeah, just let me know. I'll do whatever you want." Never heard from him again. Never. He probably went, "Hey, Anthony, we're going to have John." Anthony says, "Absolutely not. We're not bringing that asshole on this show."
if audio dramas were visual, then they always give the role of only black guy in a horror movie to John. First one killed, always.
Right. If it was a science fiction, I would have a red shirt on.
Right. First one dead.
First one dead.
Call John.
Mm-hmm.
Young people don't know any Star Trek references, I find. They don't know Star Trek at all.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that's
Which is
unacceptable
weird to me.
in the age of COVID and lock-ins. There's no reason for them not to go back and watch that stuff. Bob's pulling up a zipper.
I agree.
How was it, Bob? Or should I ask the dog? How was it?
I had to go. One of my kids was coming down the stairs. I had to go take care of that.
Oh, yeah, okay. Okay.
All right. Well,
So that's that.
Masashi Kishimoto quickly released.
an hour and 16 minutes of this much entertainment.
We were going to solve the world's problems, and then we didn't.
We don't have anything. Nothing's going on.
What? There's a whole world of shit going on. It's just not
Paul doesn't have any
happening in this podcast.
Showed up unprepared.
I mean, it's real easy. You go. Let's see. Who's
Which
Bob's-
black guy did Trump kill? I don't
Bob's
understand.
finding a problem.
Bradley says, "Talk about the black guy Trump killed." I don't know which black guy Trump killed. I don't know who. I don't know what he's
all
talking
of them?
I think it's probably capital punishment, something.
Oh yeah, the guy
Oh,
that's on death
yeah.
row. Yeah, yeah.
Right. Yeah, that guy.
Why
That,
does the Australian know and the Americans don't?
yeah, the guy killed his 2-year-old daughter. He banged her head against a window in his truck,
It was
And-
accidental.
caused her and killed her. So as far as I'm concerned, yeah, you can
He didn't mean it.
light that guy up. As far as I'm concerned. Matter of
And-
fact, in my world, you should be killed the way you killed somebody else. So in other words, somebody should grab his head and bang it against a window until he's dead. That's how it would go.
Oh, I remember now why I hate you, John. I remember it's come back to me.
Treat me good, I'll treat you better.
I remember because treat me bad, I'll treat you worse.
That's right.
It is
Yeah.
The
good.
most
Bad.
retarded life philosophy I've ever heard.
I don't understand why that's so hard for you to understand. Why that bothers you so much.
The Al Qaeda that fucking throw the gays off the buildings make more sense
Now,
to me.
First of all, that is not true, and I don't think
What,
you
they want to find out if they can fly. Well, what's wrong with that?
unless you should not throw a gay off a building unless they're poorly dressed.
Or they have wings.
Right.
Because when you're like you are, John, you misunderstand shit all the time,
Oh.
and you're deeply jealous of other people. So you think people are treating you bad all the time, and you treat them worse,
Just because,
and then it devolves.
listen, just because I'm paranoid doesn't mean people aren't out to get me.
Yep.
Right?
I have to agree with Dave here that that's a retarded philosophy.
How about giving
Sorry if
people
Twitch
like,
doesn't allow that word.
the benefit of the doubt?
Which is,
How about the power of forgiveness?
I'm here, aren't I? Just the fact that I'm here talking to you right now, there's their power of forgiveness. What are you talking about?
But that still is your life philosophy.
Again, I am here, so that shows forgiveness. But I also believe that you treat, in other words, if people treat you like shit, why would you stick around? Right?
You don't have to stick around, but you shouldn't make it your goal to now treat them
No.
worse.
I don't know. It's my philosophy. It's my philosophy, and you guys can't take it away from me. Fuck you, Toll.
Where did you get that idea from?
I don't know. I don't know where I got it from, to be quite honest with you. But I've had it for a long, long time.
It's worked pretty well so far.
Back in school, I would say all the way from grade school. In other words, if you had somebody that would pick on you, I'd beat the shit out of them, treat them worse.
Yeah. It's not a great way to live your life, is it?
I don't know. Seems to work for me. Hit him with a chair, whatever.
I mean, Bob kind of did that as well. Like people just called him some mean names, and he whacked them with giant textbooks. So,
Right?
yeah.
See?
There you go. It works then. Solved, I guess.
Yeah, it's
Hey, they never did it again.
that's true.
Bunch of
It was,
kids.
it was a daily event. Every time the bell rang, kind of an event, and that shit changed all with the swing of a.
Right. It's a really good anti-bullying technique.
This story just came out 2 hours ago. So 2 senators, one from Nebraska, a Republican, and one from Oregon, a Democrat, they introduced legislation that would impose a long list of new hurdles to clear for anyone seeking to upload pornographic content to the internet.
Again, here's what this does. This is the same thing that the government's doing against small businesses. They're using
Hold on, you don't even know what this is about.
small businesses, and the
Doesn't matter.
hobbyist
Apparently not.
porn star can't get her shit up, or the hobbyist porn
So
producer can't get their stuff up there because they're the little guy.
this would mandate. This would impose a restriction on all platforms and require consent forms to be uploaded for every individual appearing in the video. It would also mandate that sites hosting pornographic content prohibit video downloads, set up a 24-hour hotline for those
You know what it is here? They're just ruining
to remove videos, and require the removal of the video within 2 hours of the victims flagging them.
Again, I got to tell you, they're just ruining pornography for everybody. They can't keep their hands out of shit. They ruined online poker. Now they're ruining pornography. Again, I like the idea that if someone sees if somebody was filmed without their knowledge and they put a complaint in the Pornhub, they take it down. That I understand. But if people are uploading, it's porn for fuck's sake.
I mean, the consent forms for everybody in the video would be quite a feat in itself, and
Right. It seems unusually prohibitive. I don't know how they would make that work.
I want easy access to his CP. What's CP? I don't know what CP is. Someone fill me in on the joke so I can laugh too.
I don't know.
I
What's
don't know what
CP?
CP is. Hey, Roy Burt. What the fuck is
Roy
CP? Cheese pizza. Funny.
Dave, I'll give you
Child
an
porn,
extra
I
$2
think's
on
what he meant.
Patreon.
Oh, child porn.
If someone puts up H.P. Lovecraft's cat's name,
Right. You can't say that. Okay.
at this point,
There is.
Well, I mean, it's the N word, isn't it?
What is?
H.P. Lovecraft's cat's name.
Oh, is that what that is?
I'm guessing because it's one of the
Yeah.
few words that we can't say.
Oh, I just say redacted. And
I
then
just say,
that covers everything.
oof. Sorry about that.
Right.
Can we
Does
put
that
up
count?
the
Can I get a
word?
dollar for that?
No one said to say it. Can we just put the word up?
No, you can't.
Let me write it down on a piece of paper and hold it up to the
You
camera.
Right, just-
hold up a piece of paper with the name of it
Just type it into a notepad and then share your screen.
It rhymes with wigger.
Trigger. Bigger.
oh, I'm just looking at it now. Okay.
Hey, did you know that Goodwill has a child return policy?
Yes.
That's one of the things we didn't talk about today, John.
I know. I was saving it for next week.
Yeah.
Because
You can return your kid?
now what happened was some piece of shit crack whore came in, had sent a guy in with a 2-year-old and with a change of clothes and said, "We don't want them anymore.
Okay.
You can have them."
Trigger man.
What a piece of shit. In other words, you can take a child, like say you don't want to, say you push out a child and you don't want the child anymore. You can always take the child to a police station, fire station, emergency room, and just say, hey, you know what? I can't do this anymore. And
Even when they're 24 years old.
now, like a young kid
Oh.
or a baby or whatever, and they will take the baby, and the person who had the child would not be prosecuted, or there wouldn't be any charges brought.
Right. My understanding, though, that was kind of like for newborns, not like a 2-year-old.
Hey, listen, sometimes it takes a little while. Well, again, it's better to do that than abuse the child or not take care of the child. So I still think that anybody that is in charge of a minor, if they feel that they can't handle it, it's better to take the child to someone that would take care of the child than
I think they stole this kid.
They stole the kid?
Yeah, I'm trying to comb through the article.
So why would you steal a kid? And then,
Well,
Bradley,
and then why wouldn't you return it? If I stole the kid, why just take it to Goodwill?
Well,
Just
the
take it back to
complaint
his house
said-
and go, here you go.
the complaint said that the boy's mother, Antoinette Smith, told agents that Fitzgerald took her child after she refused to work for him as a prostitute in Nashville. This happened in
oh my God. It's
Memphis.
So it was
She said that
it was extortion.
she called Fitzgerald numerous times to get her son after he left her behind in Nashville, but he didn't answer, according to the complaint.
I'll tell you what, that guy's pimp hand is strong to take somebody's kid and take it to Goodwill and say, here, you take it. That is a very strong pimp hand.
He was apprehended wearing the same clothes as in the surveillance video from the Goodwill and was arrested after crashing the maroon vehicle that he and the other occupant, Turner, were in as they drove away from the Goodwill after dropping off Sergio, which is the child's name. They would release that name, but because they're under 18, but okay. He was seen on the video at the Goodwill wearing a mask and holding Sergio's hand. Well, I mean, everybody's wearing a mask right now, but yeah.
That guy seems like otherwise he would probably be a pretty good parent.
And the boy wasn't able to tell the police his name after being abandoned.
Hold on, Bob. So you're saying the guy that took and stole a 2-year-old from a prostitute and gave it to somebody in Goodwill would be a pretty good parent?
I was being facetious.
Well, the other bad thing too is they took the child and driving him from Memphis
things explained to you too, like that,
to Mississippi.
and it would solve a lot of.
So now it's
But
across
you have-
state lines too. So that's kidnapping.
I like the fact that Bradley wants to abort a 2-year-old.
Yeah,
He would first have to have a 2-year-old,
Right. It's a little,
which we know is never going to happen.
I mean that. Yeah, that's
There's also a story that we didn't do today about a woman who
not really going to hurt him. But
she had a stillborn because she was on methamphetamines, and they charged her with the child's death as a murder, and they got her to plead to a 11-year sentence. So she's doing 11 years for having a stillborn.
Yeah, but
on methamphetamines.
But that's chemical endangerment of a child, which here, if the drug is found in the baby at birth, that's minimum 1 year. If it causes damage to the child, that's minimum 5 year. If it kills the child, that's life in prison here.
So here's the thing. So you can get, so you live you live in
John's
America.
going to work it back to abortion. Go.
What's that?
I said, you're going to work it back to abortion. So
Of
go.
course you would. Why? I mean, the woman could have just went and had the thing sucked out, right? And had an abortion, she would have been fine. But the fact that she took it the full term and it was stillborn, now all of a sudden she's in jail. I mean, how stupid of a law is that? It's the dumbest law in the world. In other words, you can have an abortion, kill the baby. That's fine. But if you have it and it's stillborn and it's because of your lifestyle choice,
all that meth that bitch did, she could have spent $400 and got that shit cleaned out.
That's all. Get the vacuum in there, suck that little blood clot out.
Did you hear Andrew Yang talking about running for mayor of New York City?
He should.
Nice.
He just wants to be. He just wants to be elected to something. I'm already sick of that fucking guy.
I know why. Because he's intelligent and he has good ideas.
No, it's because he's Asian. Grow up.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Oh. It's a
Come on,
race.
that's another joke. Jesus Christ. But no, that's all. He's one of those guys that's just got a lot of money and he's going to use it to get elected to something. That's what he's doing.
Well, I mean, you got to capitalize on your name while it's in lights, right?
So he's like an Asian Trump, right? He's a
No.
Yeah.
He's the opposite of Trump. He was he was the one doing the $1,000 a month freaking universal basic income bullshit.
right. See, I already have his campaign music.
There you go.
That's racist. As I don't think he's
Very loud.
Japanese, is he? Yeah, that was a little loud.
Sorry. I wanted to get my point across.
Yeah, no, that works.
Oh, Tristan wants to know if you know how many abortion clinics there are in Alabama, Bob.
No. Why would we? Who
I
would,
only know of one of them.
who would know how many
I
abortions?
go there every now and then to go dumpster diving.
Where does Tristan live? Tristan, wherever you live, how many
Texas.
abortion clinics are in
Texas.
your state?
Texas.
Texas. How many abortion clinics are in the state of Texas?
There is only one.
There's more than 3. Guaranteed there's 3.
Wow.
So he does
and
know.
how
That
many
kind of backfired on you, John.
how many abortion clinics in Alabama, and I just get Google like maps to all of them. That's great.
Do the same thing in Texas because Tristan, let's fact check Tristan right now. See if
There
there's
were 7 of them providing
How about-
abortions in Alabama in 2017. 5 of those were clinics. So
How about instead we end the show because it's at 1.5 hours and
Sure, why not?
do an after show if you want to.
An after show, you mean there's more? But there's
Texas.
more.
Texas has 35.
We always, John, all the shows on your server now, so you should understand this.
Yes, your server.
Right. We do after shows, and then those provide content for the Supreme Dave Chaffee Patreon.
Or other Patreons. I don't care where they go. I just like to do after shows as well.
Look, this is what I say. If it's the after show, then it's the after show. And matter of fact, if it's my server, I want it named after me.
Even better.
Well, you can create a channel that all after shows have to be in. You can do that.
Even better.
I
You don't understand the extent of your power.
don't. Oh my God, stop it.
Yang is the son of Taiwanese immigrants.
All right.
Close out the show.
Go ahead.
So-
Yeah. I want to thank everyone for showing up. A couple of you. I want to thank Dave, as always, Boomer Bob, my good buddy, and John Jamingo, my Twitter nemesis. I'm happily his nitwit. I have lots of fun. He would be my Twitter feud, but I'm trying to punch up, and John just isn't that. I think I have more followers than him, so it does me no good to fight with him.
Right.
But
'cause-
John, thank you for being a good sport. I appreciate it.
there you go.
You got something to shout to whatever.
Oh, I want everyone to give out their Patreons and all that kind of shit. I don't need to shout out mine. I'll do it in my close. But John, tell everyone your show, where they can donate, whatever. all
We
that
have
shit.
the Bull Porn Podcast. We don't shill. We don't beg for money. You come listen to us for free. We don't want anything from you. All we want is your 2 ears. Come listen, and hopefully we entertain. Hopefully.
I, on the other hand, do beg for money, and it's way more entertaining.
Right.
And John's now even part of that, weirdly.
And where do you beg for money at, Dave?
Patreon.com/WREU.
That's R, like the letter, not
There you go.
AH.
Where does Dave beg for money?
It's like radio call letters.
Right. It's he begs for money
WREU.
at the corner of Walk and Don't Walk.
And that's What's Really Eating You podcast network.
What is
Right.
Boomer Bob, what about you? You got another show besides the Bullhorn, right?
Yeah, I do my own show. It's called the Boomer Bob Show, and my Patreon is PO Box 18431, Huntsville, Alabama 35804. I take
if that-
checks, cash,
if
food
that-
stamps, whatever you got.
if that pimp steals
Adult
another
toys.
kid that he doesn't like, he can just send him there.
Hell yeah. Well, because even though I've got like the smallest box, they'll just give them one of the big drawers in there without, I'll get a key for it. So give me tracking information though, if you're going to mail me anything that's alive so I can keep up with it and get it before it dies.
Okay.
And holes in the box, people. Remember, holes in the
Holes.
box.
Yes. Holes in a box, maybe even, some food, snacks. I like, little Debbie stuff. It's good.
Right. And of course, the great state of Alabama doesn't have a lottery. So why don't you take and mail Bob some scratch off lottery tickets from your state? He would like
We also don't have legalized marijuana too. So do what you will with that
Fucking suckers.
information.
that'll get you jail time. But lottery tickets,
Not me.
no.
I didn't
Dave,
know it was coming.
Dave, you want to do after show on my server or the other one? Let's do it on mine.
Well, it's up to John. He's the
Oh shit!
Oh yeah, John,
king
you're
of
the
all
new
things
king.
now.
I don't
Oh,
care. You pick it.
This server softs.
All right, we'll
Soft
do it on mine.
I
We'll
don't want
we'll teach John how to rule his server.
Soft serve. You know what? I think I'm kicked out of soft server. I am.
to have an age limit, like
Can
If you are,
someone soft server?
if
Yeah,
you
I
are,
think
I'll
I
add you
think
as
he
a-
unbanned you.
Oh yeah, someone. Access just kicked you, and he's a patron.
All right, I joined. I'm back. I'm back.
Soft.
All right,
Close
let's
it
meet
out,
up.
please.
Thanks everyone for showing up. Had a good time, and I'm sure both of you did too. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.